What is going on, guys? What's going on? What's good? What's good? Good evening. Good evening. We are live. Just hit some Miami money line at plus 680 a few minutes ago. It's looking not too bad. What's going on, guys? Good evening. What's good? What's going on, guys? What's good? You guys got Nuggets money line? I just hit Heat money at plus 680 like a few minutes ago. Peep that. We'll see if it hits. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. What's going on, guys? Good evening. Going to give everybody a couple minutes to roll in. I just got the link posted for everybody, so we should be good. What's going on, guys? Good evening. 9 p.m. streams, they never get old. A little Fraser Fur in the background set the tempo. What's going on? Good week last week. Thanks, man. Jose, what's going on? Cozy, what's going on? Cody, what's going on? Cody and Cozy, nice. Dalen Anderson, what's going on, man? Heat ain't winning a game. I don't know. We'll see about that. I think they might steal one. Dope Trademark, what's going on? Santiago, what's going on? First in, second in. Dylan Anderson was first in. What's going on, guys? Make sure you say what's up in the live chat. We're getting after it here on the stream, 9 p.m. on a Sunday evening. What's going on, guys? Sunday Scan live. What's going on? Make sure you guys do me a huge solid, guys, if you're watching for the first time. Don't forget, it really helps a ton when you guys slam that like button for us. That's what allows us to keep doing these streams is when you guys take 2 seconds to like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 14,000 subs on YouTube. That'd be a really big deal. The streams have been doing incredibly well, which I can't thank you guys enough for. You guys tuning in means the world to me. Hopefully I'm providing some value for you guys to take away from that. So it takes like literally 1 second to hit that like button. Going to try to hit 200 likes on this stream. Ooh, Jimmy, tough buck. What's going on, guys? What is good? Happy Sunday evening. Yeah, Tesla looks good. Tesla looks good. Give everybody a second to get in. Give everybody one more minute, and we will be live, ready to go. What's going on, dude, bro? What's going on? Appreciate everybody rolling in. Thank you, guys. Going to try to, like I said, cover a few different things. What's going on? First time watching, you're live. Looking forward to it. Appreciate you tuning in. Candid Investor, what's going on? How about Big Lots short? I don't even know what Big Lots' ticker symbol is. Thoughts on banks? I think that banks are going to be a decent move to the upside if we don't see a 75 beep, or excuse me, if we don't see another quarter basis point hike in June, right? I think that was the big thing last week, was that, obviously Fed members started to indicate they are more leaning towards like a hawkish pause, quote unquote, right? Where we don't hike this upcoming month, but then the route for future hikes is left open over the next, few months, right? But if we continue to not hike rates again, I think that's going to benefit regional banks, right? That was the trade last time, and why I shorted the KRE back in May was because we had another rate hike. So rate hikes are bad for regional banks, right? And they know that it's a fragile ground right now on regional. So I think that I'll be kind of surprised if we don't see a continued move up. What are the levels for Tesla next week? I'm going to cover that. What's going on? All right, what's going on, guys? We're going to get started. Got like over couple hundred people in here. If you're new, please don't forget, slam that like button for me. Takes a couple seconds. It really means a lot when you guys just tap that like button. It's a big deal. And obviously helps us kind of drive that YouTube algorithm. So it takes like 1 or 2 seconds to kind of do that. Really appreciate it. So what's going on, guys? We're going to get started. Welcome to the Sunday Scan live stream. I'm trying to host more of these public lives. I'm taking this time to kind of go over a few different charts that I like for the week upcoming. This kind of gives you a rough idea of what my game plan is going to be going into the week ahead. I'm going to talk about a few different charts and events that I like in terms of catalysts, and I'm also going to kind of cover what I'm going to be looking at for tomorrow and obviously Tuesday. And then, like I said, guys, if you guys are interested, wow, hopefully I can talk tonight. We go live like this every single morning in our subscriber group, guys. Every single morning at 9-10 a.m. we do a pre-market live stream like this. We'll talk about the game plan for the day ahead. They'll be more detailed. I'll give you guys exactly what I'm looking at, why. And so we do that every single morning in the Discord, and then we stream from 9:30 until 11 for live trading. So don't forget, if you guys would like to check that out, you can shoot me a DM on Twitter. I'll send you the invite link. And like I said, that's the game plan. So let's kind of get into it. I'm going to try to love your live sessions, bro. Alex, I appreciate that a ton. It means the world to me. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can on the live, so you guys don't feel shy. You can use the live chat. I talk about it all the time, but there's no stupid questions. The reason I host these is mainly for beginners. And so you guys can ask questions, and I can do my best to answer them. Obviously, I can't give any advice, but what I can do is just kind of tell you what I think about a chart or what what has helped me or anything like that. So please keep in mind, guys, everything that I share on here is personal opinions only and just how I am looking at things and why I'm looking at them. I'm just sharing them with you guys, right? So please keep that in mind. I'll try to answer any questions the best I can. There's obviously some questions that I can't answer, but please keep that in mind. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Obviously, I know everybody wants me to cover Tesla. I just posted the chart on Twitter. First things first, I'm going to cover the S&P 500 really quickly. Obviously, the weekly chart, guys, we cleared that 426 level. I talked about that on our subscriber scan, but 426 is definitely that line in the sand for me, guys. That's the August high on the S&P 500. We closed the weekly over that. We closed at 427.92. And so this is going to be a level that I'm watching closely this week on the S&P. If we give back 426, guys, I do think in the short term we could retest the breakout level at 423 on SPY. But other than that, I mean, I'll put it very simply, guys. The long side setups have been working so well. I haven't been focused on shorts too much, right? I don't like to fight the tape. No matter what you think about the economy or anything else, price doesn't lie. And so really, like I said, until the market shows me that I shouldn't be focused long, I'm going to continue to be focused long. If it starts to set up short, I'll look at the short side, right? But I'm going to primarily be covering long side trades that I'm looking at going into this week. Yeah, so somebody said, Mans, I'd love to see trade recaps from the past week or two. Thanks, dude. So I post trade recaps, like videos of my trades and why I took them and going over them in detail inside my Discord. I'm going to do one video a week on YouTube, but I've primarily been posting those trade recaps inside the Discord. Okay, so like I said, 426, important level on the S&P. I think we could possibly retest down to 423. One reason I'm not, really leaning bearish yet is because the IWM broke out on Friday, guys, and this has been the lagging indice, right? And this is a big one because it has so much regional bank exposure. And I think another big thing, guys, that a lot of people you've probably been hearing, right, is the declining breadth, but the market is going up. Well, this is a good sign for if you were skeptical about the breadth, which is the overall, are a lot of stocks participating, right? That's breadth, right? Are we seeing a lot of participation across the entire market? Because for a time, it was just a few stocks leading us higher, like NVIDIA, AMD, Apple, right? A lot of the, AI names, of course, were leading us higher, but now we're starting to see more broad participation. So a lot more stocks are participating. That's a bullish signal, right? And so the IWM broke out on the daily. And so, like I said, a lot of my focus is going to be on some of those growthier names, right? Mega cap tech feeling a little bit extended, took a breather last week. So a lot of the kind of, more speculative names, right? So I'm going to be watching IWM closely, guys. As long as we hold that daily high from May 23rd at 180.67, I really think that this has a good chance to test 180 185 in the next week or so, right? So really going to be focused on that. 3.63% up day on Friday. And ARK looks good as well, right? ARK hasn't had that huge kind of move yet, but it's pushing above that breakout level, closed over on the weekly. And the ARK weekly chart looks fantastic, right? Which is a lot of the reason that I'm going to be looking at some growthier names. Looking like we may try to test that February high, right? Which was that 45, 46 level. So really going to be watching that on ARKK as well. And so, again, the key level for me on ARK that I'm going to be watching this week is going to be the daily candle high right up in here. So this 4130 area, as long as we can protect that level, if you're taking notes, I think that, obviously this looks good for further upside as long as we hold on to that on the daily. 4160, an important level as well. But this looks like a pretty bullish setup for ARKK, especially this daily candle on Friday. We retested down to 4080, right, which was the big breakout level, and then we pushed higher. So we may see kind of that extension move early this week. So definitely going to be watching that. Can you make a video on how to read the tape and liquidity traps? There's a couple different videos on liquidity traps and how to read the tape inside the Discord. I'm definitely going to make a more in-depth tape reading video in the near future, but that's definitely on my list. GME, I haven't been looking at GME, but I'll definitely peep it. Let me see. So a lot of people want me to cover Tesla. We can do Tesla first if you guys want. Let's look at Tesla on the daily. I posted the chart about this on the weekly, guys. Tesla already hit my near-term target on Friday, right, which was 218. That's the February high, which we talked about, right? So if you guys looked at my tweet, I said over 208. I think we could see 218. We saw 217. What was our high on Friday? 217.25. And so the February high was 217.65, right? So that 218 area is a major area of resistance, right? And so, again, I think that Tesla is going to need to pull back first and retest probably 210 into 208, right? If we look at the March high, which was 207.79, that's a level that I have on my watch list this week as being a very A+ risk to reward ad spot, right? Personally, when we hit these major points of resistance like this on Tesla, like we did last week, I personally think the chart needs to cool off first. Like we've been green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight days. I think there needs to be that cool off day, and then it'll be kind of a break of resistance, right? And that 218 area is going to be such a big trade when it happens. But I'm going to be patient, right? So I think that's the biggest thing is patience. And for me on Tesla, I really want to focus on looking at dips towards 208, maybe even that 210 level, right? So that's the area that I have marked out this week as kind of the A+ risk reward ad spot. Maybe even, again, like I said, 210 on the private scan. And then I think, again, at the very least in terms, I think the 208 spot could provide some really nice risk to reward. How old were you when you started working as to trade, and why? Let's see. How old was I when I started trading? Like 22, and I honestly was just, I was a COVID trader, right? I got, stuck inside, nothing to do on lockdown. I had just graduated college, and or I was just about to graduate college, and I was like started, we had a Bloomberg terminal at our school. I was always interested in it, and like I said, it really caught my eye. So but yeah, so Tesla's the big one. Like I said, that 210 level is a big spot for me, guys. So you guys know, if you've watched my streams before, I'm a really big proponent on the hourly chart. It's kind of what I use as my Bible, quote unquote, right, on a daily basis. It's where I look for my entries and exits. I obviously take them on shorter time frames, like the 15-minute and the 5. But personally, for me on Tesla, this is the risk to reward zone where I personally feel it becomes an attractive long again, right? Especially if I'm trading weekly options. I want to be very particular about where I take my entries, right? So personally, again, I want to look at that breakout high area. So 211.02 down to 210.50. And then really, if we got a broader flush out in the market, I'd be looking at 208 down to 207.30 as kind of the big spot. So these are my two really, really big kind of demand zones that I want to pay attention to, where I think will obviously see buyers start to step in, right? Does that make sense? Sorry, I got to post a little IG live for the, get a little, I'm trying to build the IG too. So I've been so bad about that, but I'm trying to keep the IG build a little bit. If you guys want to follow me, it's @manstrades. So feel free, tap in. I'm gonna post some cool like exclusive live streams on there as well. So definitely feel free to check that out if you guys use IG a lot. What's going on, guys? If you're just joining us, please don't forget, slam that like button, guys. Takes like 2 minutes and really means a lot to us. Really helps out the videos as well and allows us to keep doing these. And I really appreciate it. My IG is just @manstrades. So man's trades. Yeah, I tried to verify it and they said my name didn't match. So we're working on it. All right. So like I said, guys, on Tesla, the two zones that interest me a lot going into this week are the 210.50 to 211 zone. And then, like I said, that 208 level is a big spot. So, mans, don't you think Tesla is extended to $20 outside the top? Yeah, so I think there's a lot of people out there right now being like, "Oh, this is overextended. That's overextended, right? Why, I can't have it on my watch list." Trust me, I get it. Tesla looks like it's ripped, and it has. It's been green 6 days, right? But I think that you really need to understand this market, right? Currently, look at Nvidia, right? Like the market is clearly telling us it can be extended and still go, right? If you look at the weekly or like monthly timeframes on Tesla, it doesn't look as extended, right? Especially the monthly, right? The monthly looks really healthy here, right? And so I really am cautious to get too, the RSI is super high, right? Like, yeah, like RSI can be kind of helpful like once in a while, but personally, I'm not a big proponent of RSI, right? If you look at the RSI on the Tesla weekly, it's at 57, right? I mean, it's not crazy, right? I mean, Tesla's, reached 88, 90s, right? I'm not a big RSI guy, but like even if you look at those wider time frames, you got to understand that on the wider time frames, these stocks are still kind of really beat down, right? So I think that's really important to kind of understand, right? And I'm not a big I don't use Bollinger Bands, I don't use indicators. I'm a naked chart, price action, level to level, hourly trader, right? So really important to understand, guys. I'm a huge proponent on clean charts and not overcrowding what you're looking at, right? Because I think that just honestly makes you more confused. Like, to me, Tesla looks really simple right now, right? And I'm a big proponent of the hourly chart and the hourly chart levels that I want to focus on, right? I like dips down to 211. I really like dips at 208. And this is in a stronger uptrend, right? So again, we talk about this all the time, but Tesla's in like a staircase pattern right now, right? Makes a new high, goes sideways, right? Makes a new high on the hourly, right? Sideways, makes a new high, sideways, makes a new high, sideways, makes a new high. Are you guys getting it? Like, there's obviously a clear pattern here, right? And so now I want to watch Tesla go sideways. And then when I see dips get soaked, I want to be looking to go long, right? And so the areas that I think are attractive from a long side perspective entry, right, would be into that 211 spot and then, 208. I really think 211 looks solid. So definitely going to be a big spot. Is this live? Yeah, it's live. What's going on, Victor? Good to see you, my man. Any reason why you don't use TradingView for charting? It's awesome for charting. Yeah, I need to switch to TradingView from TrendSpider, but I just haven't yet. What's going on, guys? Please don't forget to hit that like button. I would really appreciate it, and it would mean the world to me. We're going to try to hit 200 likes on this stream. And we hit, I think, like 197 last time, which was really frustrating because I want to hit 200. But if you aren't subscribed yet either, guys, we're really trying to hit 200 subs. That would be 200 likes, 14,000 subs on YouTube. That's going to be a big milestone, and 15,000 will be even bigger. So if you are not yet, it literally takes like 1 second. So if you enjoy these, don't forget. Raleigh, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Jet, good to see you. Money Mans, of course, appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, guys, I'm not a huge proponent on this is too overextended for me to trade. I'm an hourly trader, candle trader, and I really think that On the hourly, Tesla still looks like it's in a bullish pattern to me, right? Which is that staircase pattern up. And so until that starts to invalidate, I'm going to be looking at longs, right? A good example of this, as somebody just mentioned it, is UPST. UPST. So let me give you guys a little. If you're taking notes, okay, the 4 hour is a godsend. Okay, I love the 4 hour time frame. Okay, and why? Because it tends to respect trend really well. And if you're wondering why I'm trading more individual names, is because trends are building in individual names, and I like to trade trends because stocks have personalities, and they tend to be more consistent inside these trends on these hourly and 4 hour time frames. UPST is a fantastic example. Okay, fantastic example. We're going to cover Apple in 1 minute, guys. We're going to cover how can I get access on your daily trades. If you would like Discord access where you can watch me trade live daily, you can DM me on Twitter. The link is in my Twitter bio. It's like $4 a day for our Discord, and there's a ton of really, really skilled traders in there. We do a pre-market live stream every single morning, just like this one, guys, starting at 9:10 until the open, and then we stream live from 9:30 until 11 a.m. Trading-wise. So if you guys want access to that, you can DM me the word June on Twitter, and I'll send you the invite link, or you can just, if you want to go to the link in my bio, you can do that. So, yeah, of course. Just joined the Patreon. Can't wait to start. Let's go. Colin, what's going on, man? Welcome. Really appreciate you guys joining. Excited to have you guys in the Patreon and in the Discord. It's such an active community, and it's been a really, really great vibe over the past few months. So glad to have you guys. It's going to be an awesome, awesome week and awesome month. So like I said, as far as why I'm trading more individual names is because this is a really good example, right? On UPST, I can't tell you how many times I've played this 4 hour trend, right? Like, look at this, right? Test, up, test, up, test, up, test. And then this last test provided a 300 and 400% move off that 4 hour trend, right? Last Thursday, I think it was. This was a huge trade. That was my biggest trade of the week, was off that 4 hour trend line on UPST. And look at that trend, guys. That's dating all the way back to the start of May, right? And so this has just been in a clean 4 hour trend. All right, so quiz time. Can anybody tell me where I'd be interested in buying UPST calls this week? Just give me a rough number, guys. If you're taking notes or if you're following along, we're on the UPST 4 hour. So you could tell me where would I, kind of be looking to enter calls here, right? I would be looking at a bounce off of the what? The 4 hour uptrend line, right? 2840 inside that zone, right? So that's where I'm going to be looking, is inside that trend line bounce on the 4 hour, right? Because these stocks are respecting their trend, right? And I think if you hear me ever say like a stock is behaving, right? Okay, this is good behavior, right? This is healthy behavior. And we talk about this all the time, but that's why the market is bullish to me right now, is because we're seeing a lot of bullish behavior in stocks, because stocks are like people, right? This is a person, right, that you want to be friends with, right? Because it's behaving well. If you give them a ride somewhere, it says thank you, right? If you give them your money, they give you back more, right? This is a perfect example of a stock behaving well. And when a stock behaves well, I want to be friends with it, right? And so in this case, UPST is behaving really impeccably well off of its 4 hour trend. And therefore, I want to be friends with it. And therefore, every time it comes into that 4 hour trend, I'm going to be looking to go long. Is that simple enough, guys? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I think it's pretty clean, right? And pretty clear. What's going on, guys? If you're just joining the stream, don't forget, slap that like button for us. Like I said, if you guys want more information on the Discord, you guys can hit me up in the chat, on Twitter. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter, Instagram, and I will send you the link. Dude, did anybody hit that Miami money line with me? Down 2. Damn, Miami coming back. Oh, I have a stack. Sheesh. I also have Gabe Vincent 20 plus in Miami to win for 100 to win 1,500. So the FanDuel might be taking a little bit of a dub. All right, guys, enough sports gambling talk. Nothing like it. little should I do you guys let me know. I'll do a FanDuel live stream one day and we can just be degenerates inside our FanDuel accounts on live together. I literally said I was taking Heat money line at the beginning of the stream. If anybody was here, I think it was like plus 680. And I was just like literally joking around, but they're down 2 now. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I did have some really good college parlays last fall, so it was a lot of fun. I'll try to do more. College football is really my main thing, but basketball's been hitting. I would never charge for sports picks, but I like posting them for fun because I enjoy it, right? But all right, Heat money line was a great play. Yeah, so I like Mara. I think Bracy posted that one, or Bracco posted that one. But like I said, guys, this is a really good example of why I like using the 4-hour trend, right? And I think that's really important. If you guys haven't, I highly recommend utilizing, time frames that fit your style. And for me, I like looking for entries on the hourly and the 4-hour. And again, right, this 4-hour trend line has been respected really, really well. So ever been down in Miami? I've never been to Miami before, so. So you might not have extended hours on. If you said your UPST chart looks different in TradingView, you might have your might have the settings wrong. All right, I just need the record to show I did say Heat money line at the start of this stream. I don't know if anybody want to back me up on that, but I think they were down like 10 points. All right, let's keep going. We obviously covered UPST and Tesla so far. Obviously, the big one, guys, the big event tomorrow is Apple. And this is where a lot of my focus is going to be as we kind of get into the day tomorrow. Mondays aren't like my absolute favorite trading day, but this is a big event for Apple, right? So we have the Worldwide Developers Conference going on, WWDC. You guys can see it. It's on my screen right now. This is going to start tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we are going to, obviously, like I said, have a pretty big move, I think, into this event, which is going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern. Personally, I am going to be looking at plays, run-up plays for this, right, inside the VR AR theme. So inside, right, so let's be clear, this is the first product launch that Apple has had within, like, since 2014, new product launch, right, since the Apple Watch, right? So this is a big deal, right? And it's going to be a $3,000 AR VR headset or VR headset. That's a big deal, right? And so I think that obviously this is a big point of validation for the space in terms of VR, right, as a whole. And so I'd be looking at those sympathy companies that are heavily involved in VR, right? So there's, Unity, Roblox, right? I'm going to be looking at some of these plays for a run-up into that Apple event tomorrow, right? Because I think they're going to offer some nice risk-reward. I personally don't love playing Apple itself on these run-ups. I'd rather look at the sympathy plays. And with this one, it's a little bit unique because it's this new industry or new, like, segment of the market that Apple really hasn't, delved into, right? So this VR area is going to be a really big thing. And it's going to provide a lot of validity to AR itself. So Meta is interesting, yeah. I think that, honestly, though, I think that this kind of comes at like is Apple going to be a direct competitor for Meta's headset? Like, maybe that's not the best thing for Apple, or for Meta, right, is the fact that Apple is entering this space that they are kind of dominant in right now, right? I think I'm more looking at the picks and shovels for VR, which would be kind of inside that space, like, the development of the VR itself, which is why I mentioned like you and Roblox and some of the others. Does that make sense? So that's definitely kind of where I'm going to be looking. So I just need to know if anybody caught that Heat money line with me. That's see if the Discord's on the stream. Matterport, yeah. So will Apple mention AR? I don't, or you mentioned AI. I don't think this is going to be an AI event. I think this is going to be a VR event, and that's why I'm going to be focused on playing the run-up in some of the VR space, like, names, right, that are kind of the, like, game developers inside VR. I think is a good place to look. Like, I can only give out so much free sauce, but I definitely have my eyes on a couple, right? I mentioned a few that I like, so like Roblox, etc. Yeah, and QCOM is solid because they have a partnership with Apple. So yeah, that sucks. I'm actually about to move to a state that doesn't allow sports betting, so I have to figure it out. Yeah, I'm mainly focused on like more large and mid cap names for sympathies. I saw a few people dropping tickers, but I'm not going to mention like small cap stuff because just personally, like, not interested in mentioning that stuff on stream. But like I said, Roblox, I think are good places to look. There's a few others. Man's when people say a stock is up 1 point, yeah. We're talking about like 10 points would be like a stock's up $10, right? So not 10%. PayPal trading like doo-doo. I don't want to trade PayPal to the long side. Trades like that FedNow is about to have a huge impact on PayPal's business model. That's what it's trading like to me, which is just a very interesting situation. Yeah, NVIDIA puts, I'm not looking to short the chip names, guys. They've just they're too strong and they've had their pullback, right? I do think that we're seeing money rotate, but again, I think that these are more like names I'm going to be looking at for consolidation and then be looking to long rather than trying to force shorts, right? Like I'm interested in AMD at 115 this week. If we get like a potential liquidity trap on this daily chart, that would really interest me, guys. So IWM, yeah, I talked about IWM at the start of the stream, guys. It looks really good for that move up, right? We talked about it, but I'd like to see this retest and hold that 180 spot. Tie game in Denver. I guess I need to just do a sports-specific stream in the future, I guess. But yeah, so interesting enough. Like I said, guys, the big focus for me tomorrow is going to be the Apple event. And then, like I said, the run-ups within that. So Carvana also looks interesting, guys. Inside day, I think that this one could consolidate a little bit more. But one reason I really like Carvana, right, is because of the daily consolidation that we saw prior to this breakout, right? It was in this consolidation pattern for so long, right? I think it was 16 days inside this range. And so I think there's a lot of potential there for an upside move to continue, especially because this stock has a history of making really big moves, right? So I'm going to keep this on watch, but this is one where I just set price alerts, right? So I'd be looking at 14 to 14.5 for dips to add longs. And then, I just want to observe and see how it trades a little bit more too. Does that make sense? So there's a couple stocks that are set up like that. Mara is another one that looks really, really good, right? It's been in this consolidation pattern now for a lot of fucking daily candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm not counting correctly. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Say that's 30. I mean, we're talking about a month, right? Inside of this range at least. I mean, the weekly candles here are just tight, right? I mean, it's getting almost comical, but it's turning that prior area of resistance into support, which is a positive. So, like I said, I'm definitely going to be looking at longs here if this breaks out, but BTC is going to need to cooperate. And I'm just not so sure that that's ready to go yet, right? But 1050 is the key level. That looks a lot like Carvana before the move, right? And so it's definitely one I want to keep on watch, but does your Discord Patreon cover long-term stuff? Not as much. I'll cover comments that I take, but I'm primarily intraday stuff, right? So inside the Discord, we trade live every single morning from 9:30 till 11. And then, like I said, guys, we do a pre-market live stream like this every single morning for about, 20 minutes. And then on Sundays, so like I'm doing this stream right now, I put out a 30-minute video for the subscribers only every single Sunday that covers like, okay, this is the level I'm looking to enter this on, like my exact game plan for the week ahead, right? So I think that's, one of the more valuable parts of the service, right? And then we obviously have the Discord running all day. You'll find me, D-Book, a lot of the other really good traders in there. So, but again, primarily focus on more short-term momentum style stuff. But yeah. So somebody asked, Apple's respecting its trend line in the 4-hour. Yeah, Apple looks good, right? It's been really strong lately, and that's one reason I think that, given the fact that I think there's this personality around Apple that it sells off after these events, but we haven't seen a new product launch like this inside a new segment since 2014 with the watch, right? So it's going to be interesting. I think that this will provide a nice trade for the market, right? So Definitely something that's going to be very interesting, in my opinion, going forward. But, new all-time highs is no joke on Apple, right? And so it's going to be interesting to see if we can close over that level. Yeah, I'll probably do a 1K account if the market stays hot. I just don't love doing account challenges. We've been in a really sideways market in like a slower market, and I think that it's a little bit more toxic trying to grow a super small account in a sideways market. But I'm going to definitely do a challenge account over this summer. I just got to decide whether it's going to be 1K or 5K. Would I focus more on SPY or QQQ this week? Honestly, probably neither. I'd probably be looking at IWM because this is the sector rotation that we talked about, right? So honestly, if I was going to focus on an indice this week, it would be IWM or ARC, right? Because I think it has the most upside potential. Outside of like QQQ, right, is really overextended already, right? Like, in my opinion, right? I'd rather trade like IWM or ARKK because I think this could go more sideways, right? And IWM doesn't need SPY and QQQ to be straight up for it to move, right? So I think that's a big one. Big one. But like I said, guys, primary focus for me going into this week, again, tomorrow is going to be kind of that AR VR run up, basically off of Apple, right? So VR is a big, I think it's going to provide a lot of validity for the segment. So I'm going to be watching Roblox, some of those other names, right, off of this to kind of get a move. We'll see if we get a decent run-up trade, but I think we should. And then, like I said, Tesla, I know a lot of people are wondering about that one. You can rewind if you'd like, but on the hourly chart, again, guys, I think that, I've kind of given my levels here, but 211 is a really attractive zone for me. If we hold 213, it can definitely see higher, right? That's that support from intraday on Friday. But like I said, I think we could pull down to 211, 210. Am I feeling better on puts? I will trade puts when the market says it's time, but as of right now, I don't think it's time for puts yet. So when it is, you'll see me talking about downside setups. I don't care about direction. I'll trade either side. So I will trade either side happily. But can you explain the candle and wick you look for on AMD? Yeah, absolutely. So AMD, that's a good question. Okay, so AMD. All right, so let's look at the daily. Okay, so what I would be looking for here is a liquidity trap on the daily at 115.95 to go long. Okay, so that would be a fake breakdown, right? If you guys hear me talk about it a lot, but it's fake breakdowns make the best longs and fake breakouts make the best shorts. So I'd like to see some type of move which would be under 116, right? And I'd like to see the daily candle close back above 115.95, right? If we could get some type of short trap where we see shorts come in and then the daily candle closes back above, that would be an A+ long setup for me on AMD, and it's definitely something that I'm going to be watching for this week, right? Because these stocks have now pulled back, consolidated on the daily, and so I'm going to be looking at them much, much closer right after a short week. So does that make sense, Redbush? That was a really good question. That was a really good question about AMD. But that's the setup I'd be looking for, is that daily liquidity trap style. And if you're interested in the Discord, you can go and there's a full video about liquidity traps and what I look for. So if you're in the Discord, you can go check out that EDU video that's in the educational video tab, and it'll explain it more in depth. But like I said, it would be a wick down, fake breakdown, daily candle closes back above, right? That's what I'd be looking for. I think that SPY could pull back to 426 and maybe even 423, but I think that it looks like it wants to test 430. Yeah, of course. All right, guys. I think I'm going to go watch the end of this game. I'm going to try to get to bed soon. It's already 9:42, so I really appreciate everybody that tuned in, guys. I'm going to try to hit 100 likes, so on your way out, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out a ton. And like I said, guys, I really hope you guys appreciate these streams. I'm going to try to keep doing them. If you'd like to join us in the Discord this week, shoot me a DM on Twitter, and I'll shoot you a DM back with an invite. I will see you guys there. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your Sunday night. Let's go Heat. Peace.